That time again, 10:30 Sunday morning, and isn't this a beautiful place to be? Sunday morning? I couldn't think of a better place. So we are going to open with a couple songs that will be for you to sing, and I think we'll have them up on the screens here in a second here. This is one that you probably remember. It's kind of a favorite in the CSL centers. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. Oh yeah. And then the second verse, of course, is we are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. Brothers and sisters, spread your wings and fly higher. Okay, here we go. We are opening up sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are We are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. Brothers and sisters, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. Brothers and sisters, spread your wings and fly higher. We are opening. We are rising. We are rising. We are rising. Let's do opening again. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. Let's rise up again. We are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. Brothers and sisters, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. Brothers and sisters, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising. We are rising. We are rising. We are rising. Woo! Yeah. Okay, your turn. Thank you. That was beautiful. Reverend Steve's sermon is on awakening to oneness. We'll return again to the home of your soul. Return again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister. I want to thank you all for making the trek and finding your spiritual center by joining us here this morning. I know you have a lot of places you could be this morning, back in bed or down by the river or places unknown. But you found yourself here. This is the spiritual place to be. You made it. Sit back, relax. We have a wonderful program planned for you. We've been expecting you. Thank you for not disappointing us. And we're going to do what we do every Sunday. Let's read our vision mission statement together that says, we are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. Again, it's my honor and privilege to welcome you here this morning. And we're going to have some announcements. I'd like to invite my board president and also a practitioner, Jamaica Wallace, up to give us some announcements. Jamaica.
Thank you, everybody. Good morning. All right, just a few things for us today. For starters, our kitchen angels would just like to remind everybody they are requesting a little assistance after the service. So if you're able to stay and enjoy some of the food and fellowship, if you are able, stay and help with some of the cleanup. It's a great opportunity to just get to know each other better. A reminder, our annual meeting of members is coming up. You guys should be getting something in the mail, so keep your eye out for that. This is going to be held on Sunday, October the 6th at noon. We will be reporting on the business of our center as well as holding our annual election of trustees. It is important that we have a quorum in order to have this election with 25% of us, so if you are able to make it, please be here for that meeting. And are you interested in serving, being of service? Our board does have some positions available, and we would love to have you be a part of our board. We have packets available on the back counter that go into the details of what is required and more information about it. If you have any questions, you can ask myself, Reverend Steve, or of course any of our other beautiful board members. We'd be happy to chat with you about that. And then we have some upcoming events. Today, Sunday, after service at 12:30, Wendy Orsat will be having her dream catcher making class, and that is being held over in the LEC, and it starts at 12:30. We have a wonderful opportunity for some fundraising coming up as well. Saturday, September the 21st from 9 a.m. to 3. Join us for a fundraising yard sale at Joy and Terry's home. Thank you, Joy and Terry. This is going to be held on the 21st from 9 to 3. We are asking for donations of clean priced items with all proceeds going towards the GPCSL roof fund. You can drop off items at Joy and Terry's home on the Thursday and Friday before the sale, or if needed, you can contact Pat. They're holding her hand up, and she is a volunteer to pick it up for us even, so thank you, Pat. To help with the pricing, they ask that you do the pricing ahead, and to help with that, consider using the 10% rule. So if you purchased an item for $20, try marking it for $2. That would be the 10% rule for sale. And again, this is all going to be fundraising to help for our roof. If you have any other questions, you can contact Joy or Pat, and their phone numbers are also listed in the e-news for that information. Oh, yes, ma'am, please. Okay, did everyone hear that okay? If you want to drop stuff off early, you can do that, but please contact Joy first and make arrangements for that. Okay, awesome, thank you, Joy. Okay, we have some classes and book study classes starting up. Book study class Ladder to the Light begins on September the 12th. That's a 7-week class, and it goes from 3:30 to 5. and that is facilitated by Deborah Perdue. And there's more information on the back counter for that. And then we also have self-mastery going to begin on Wednesday, September the 18th. This is from 6 to 9 p.m. And this is going to be facilitated by Janice Garbe and co-facilitated by Janet Murray. And again, there's more information on the back counter and the sign-up sheet for that class available. On September the 22nd, which is a Sunday, there's going to be a chakra balancing meditation with the lying of stones. This is going to be facilitated by Wendy Orsat, and this is also a roof fundraiser, so all proceeds will go to help support our roof. There is a sign-up sheet available on the back counter for that and more information, and of course, if you have any questions, Wendy's available for that. Our metaphysical book study group continues to meet on Sunday mornings from 9 to 9:45 over in the LEC building. And the book we are studying continues to be The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And then directly after that, the meditation group continues to meet, 15-minute silent meditation that begins at 9:50 and goes till 10:05. And if you do find that you are entering after that time has begun, if you can just enter in the silence as to not disturb anybody, that would be fabulous. And then our book of the week is Scientific Christian Mental Practice by Emma Curtis Hopkins. This is one of my favorite books, you guys. So again, for sale in the back bookstore, if you're interested in that. After the service, it'll be open. And I think that's the end of those announcements. So I'm going to move into now our flowers. Who brought our beautiful flowers today? Who did it? It was Shirley. Thank you, Miss Shirley. Thank you, thank you. They're so beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, do we have any first timers here? Anybody joining us for the first time, please raise your hand. Welcome, we're so glad to have you here. We have a gift for you, and please stay after the service and join us. We have some food and great fellowship. We'd love to get to know you a little better. If anybody has any of those little cell phones, you could put those on silent or just go ahead and shut them off, or any other devices that make noise, that would be fabulous. And that is the end of my announcements. So if you would please stand and join me in singing We Are One.
Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Paula Peterson, and I am honored to be your podium practitioner today. Please join me in reading the gratitude up on the screen. I am grateful to feel the divinity of all. We are blessed. What is a practitioner and what do we do? There's a gold sheet in the seat back in front of you that talks all about practitioners, and here's our phone numbers, our names and phone numbers. Basically, we pray. We pray with and for you. If you have a prayer request, please fill out the yellow form. I don't know where it is. I don't know that it's, oh, here it is. The yellow form. So if you have a prayer request, you have 3 different options. Fill this out today and put it in the plate as it comes by, or back there where Deborah's sitting, there's a box. You can put that in. You can also fill out a prayer request online at grantspasscsl.org, or you can also see Deborah afterwards for a prayer. So if you want prayer today, don't leave without a quick prayer. So we would love to do that. And we know all prayers are answered. And when you have that answer to your prayer, fill out the blue form, which is the demonstration form, and let us know. It fills our heart. So thank you. Today, like I said, our table practitioner is Deborah Perdue. Thank you, Deborah, for holding the high watch. She is holding all of you here in this room and on Zoom and any other device that people are entering into this space. She's holding all of us in the highest and best. So we bless Deborah for that. See her afterwards if you do want prayer. Are there any other practitioners here that would be able to pray with people afterwards? Please raise your hand. Jamaica, Bucky, myself, and Deborah. Okay, thank you. Let's read the prayer together on the screen. As I understand the meaning of Namaste, the divine in me recognizes and honors the divine in you. I move into more love, compassion, and cooperation. Please remain seated as we sing, I Am Love. Thank you, Lauren. So in the actually October issue of the Science and Mind magazine, I found this story by Reverend Sally Robbins, and it contained a piece about Namaste, and I was moved by Deborah's prayer today, and I wanted to talk about Namaste. I wanted to actually learn more about it myself, so what better way, right? So the word Namaste comes from Sanskrit and means bowing to you, or I bow to you. I did not know that. Beautiful. The focus of the word is on oneness, which is our topic today, on seeing another person and acknowledging how we are the same. Sometimes when we encounter someone or something different, we are uncomfortable. I've had that happen. We may completely disagree with someone's ideas or expressions, and we may not know how to respond. We can easily turn away from them or create a wall. Sometimes we leave the situation or the person to avoid what is painful rather than looking within to identify and heal. So this is what got me about Sally's story. She coined the term namago instead of namaste. How cute is that? Namago, namaste. So then I had to ask myself, where am I today? Am I in namago or namaste? Am I willing to sit with things that make me uncomfortable and look within? When we're in a state of namago, we see only our separateness. To move to namaste requires intentional opening of beliefs and examining our judgment. So this is another expanded version of namaste I thought you might enjoy. So namaste means, I honor the place in you that is the same in me. I honor the place in you where the whole universe resides. I honor the place in you of light, of love, of peace, and of truth. There is but one. And with that, I'm going to do an invocation, then we'll have a moment of silence. So with that, let's move into the blessings that we feel in this room today, this sacred space that has held so many prayers, that uplifts us. So we bless this space, we bless each other with our presence. We bless each other with our prayers and our good intentions. And I know this time together will bless us all. So let's move into the silence for a minute. And now we are blessed with some special music by Lauren, followed by Reverend Steve's wonderful talk. Thank you.
We are opening up. We are rising up. We are awakening. No more fighting, hearts uniting, all one people, all one dream. Hate is dying, love is rising in a world awakening. what each tomorrow brings, freely giving as we are living in a world awakening. In a world awakening. In a world awakening. Hate is dying, love is rising. In a world
Well, thank you, Lauren. Let's hear it again for Lauren. That's so timely. All right. Well, here we are. September is traditionally back to school. And metaphysically, we're finding ourselves going back to school, aren't we? Kind of? Well, I will be offering my foundations class in January. That's really back to school for me. There are so many classes going on right now. I didn't want to offer it while you had all these other opportunities to express yourselves. Well, our September theme is Pieces into Peace. And today, the title is Waking Up to Your Oneness, or to Oneness, but it's your oneness. And we are going to address the Namaste, which is the source within you, honors the source within me. See, there's only really one of us here. It is the divine expressing is the countless life forms that we find ourselves in. And, you know, we keep coming back together as one, and then we splinter and go out and have our experiences, and then we come back together as one, and we're doing this kind of weaving thing, aren't we? Well, let me ask you a question. Are you at peace in your life? Or is your life in pieces? And you know what? We're here to splinter a little bit. This is what this experience is all about, is to get a little bit out of control. But moderation is the key, people, okay? Save yourself for the after party. And there's always another after party. So don't overdo it at any of the parties. That's what I've found. You know, there's not a lot of people right now who are experiencing a peace that surpasses their understanding. But we, being in a positive teaching, know that there is a peace that is transforming. There is a new energy that is coming forward. Have you felt a shift? Are you on the new timeline? Have you made the jump to 5D? You know, we are all having a grand rising in consciousness in our own individual ways. Each person's individual experience is theirs. You know, you may look at the world and go, you know, I thought we were further along than this. Because sometimes it feels like there's almost a backward energy to some things that are happening. But sometimes we have to take that step back to take that leap, that quantum leap in consciousness forward. We just take that step back to remember and reassure ourselves that we are going in the right direction. Just don't get stuck going backwards. When we have that grand rising in consciousness, we see the oneness in source, in God, in Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, in everyone when we're compassionate Can you be compassionate? Can you understand that not everyone shares your perspective and be okay with it? You know, God bless them on their experience. Doesn't mean we have to agree with them or that they have to agree with us. If we can't oblige each other, at least speak obligingly to each other, right? I mean, if you don't agree with someone, it doesn't mean that they're bad or wrong. It just means that they're on a different perspective. And that's okay. We need other perspectives so that we can have a holistic view of everything that is. This is how the infinite has all these experiences all at once, is because of our different pieces of mind. Peace of mind. When it feels like everything is falling into pieces, how can we find more peace within ourselves? When we are confused and asleep at the wheel, we are paying attention to the illusion, and we're trapped in separation, there feels like there's no peace in the world, doesn't there? Like when you're spinning out, you know what I mean? When the appearance has gotten a hold of you and you are completely out in left field and you feel like you're all alone. All alone is so close to all is one. You know, we've forgotten who we are, and it happens. We forget who we are. You know, spiritual wisdom and tools can help us awaken and rise to the new truth that we are. And Dr. Ernest Holmes, who wrote our textbook that we teach out of, says, peace is always at the center of our own soul. You know, it's not out there somewhere. You know, we go out there to find ourselves. And when we go out there, everything says, turn within. You know, we go out there and we find the next workshop and the next book and the next class. And oh, this would be really good for my people. I'm going to buy 7 books and give them to everyone. It's good for you. What's good for them is good for them. Now, you can leave a book laying around, you know, and hope that they open it, but you know, they're in their own piece of their experience. You know, we can't spoon feed people metaphysics. Really can't. We can hold our own, and by holding our own, our energy begins to be so obvious that people want to know what we're doing. That's true metaphysical teaching. When we view the world through the lens of otherness, of separation in pieces, it can be a very scary place to be. But when we come from a place of namaste, knowing that we are all part of the solution, we activate a new energy within ourselves that brings us together. And we are in the midst of separation, which means we are on the cusp of a huge coming back together in oneness. All the signs are there, and you can almost feel that kind of magnetic draw to oneness, can't you? Well, if you can't, it's okay. You'll feel it. You know, we may not feel completely safe, and we may feel like we need to protect ourselves, get another alarm system, or tell them what for. Thus, we react out of a sense of defensiveness and fear. But when we have that grand rising in consciousness, intentionally waking up to a world of oneness and peace and namaste, the divine in you all of a sudden starts to radiate as our namaste experience, as your oneness begins to be encompassed by everyone else's. You don't feel separate anymore. And that's the beauty of centers like this, is that you're amongst people that are looking for the solution rather than wallowing in the challenge. And you know, I wallowed in the challenge for a long time. I was the victim of my own consciousness. I thought everybody was doing it to me. Isn't it awful what they're doing out there? Stomp my foot at the divine. Be careful when you do that. Because when it stomps back, it is definitely something to pay attention to. So, Namaste means the divine in me recognizes and honors the divine in you. And then we move into this place of love. No matter what you believe or what your favorite color is, that's your business. You can call the divine whatever you want, be it Jesus Christ or Allah or whatever. That's your business. You get to call it whatever you want for you. I think there's as many religions as there are people in the world, because everybody's got their own perspective, you know, and that's your business. But I think we can all agree that there is a power that we are all a part of that has brought us here so that we can have this little experience called life, so that we can have lunch together. I think the divine got very hungry. So it created all of us into different pieces so that we can have cake together. Sounds good? Because it's in breaking bread together that we love one another. This is why we want to bring something to the party, isn't it? This is why we want to have an interaction with other people. It's because if you've ever been alone for a long time, you yearn for interaction. You're not built to be alone. We go crazy when we're alone. It's, you know, when you start talking to yourself is one thing. It's when you start answering yourself that's another thing. And I've been there. I've been there. So, our lives can change for the better and experience world peace, love, and harmony right now. And it is starting to happen. You may look at the world and go, or have you seen the news lately? The news lately? Turn that stuff off, man. You got the clicker in your hand. You don't have to focus on the negativity. It's just a prayer request. Love that energy. Love it so much that the healing, look for the helpers within those situations. Somebody's in there trying to fix that. Somebody's in there in the midst. You know, while people are running out of a burning building, there's people that are running in to help. Look for those people. Look to the solution. Ernest Holmes wrote in our Declaration of Principles, we believe in the individualization of spirit in us and that all people are individualizations of the one spirit. You are it. You are God. You are source energy made manifest. Now, if I was to stand up here and say, I am source and you're not, that's wrong. But when I say I'm source and so is each one of you, that's namaste. Namaste. Paula said, not namaste, go away. But I've been there. I've had that experience. Namaste, go away. But you always get to a point where you start to attract what you are. And if you don't like what you're attracting, change who and what you are. You know, when you look in, life is a mirror. If I was to look in the mirror and go to straighten my tie and reach for the mirror to straighten it, I would hit the glass. You must straighten your tie first, and the world will reflect your inner peace.
When we tune into our spiritual truths, we are each spirit made manifest. We realize that deeply we truly are the one expressing as the countless life forms that we have become. Now we can move beyond that sense of otherness and rise up into that sense of oneness that we have come here to experience. This is the place of peace. The peace that doesn't surpass understanding because it is who and what you are. If it surpassed our understanding, we wouldn't experience it. Now, I think it's just a little out of our reach, isn't it? We feel like we're there, but we still have some work to do, don't we? Well, what if you leapfrogged? This is something that I like to work with in metaphysics. I call it leapfrogging. So why don't you leapfrog over whatever your challenge is? Now, this isn't to deny that you're having a challenge, but it's not to be stuck in it. What if your prayer was answered? What if what you want to have happened has happened? And live in that conscious awareness, being grateful that it already has, being like, I am so grateful it is already done. Oh man. That was a doozy, wasn't it? But it's done. You are healed now. Whatever that relationship thing brought you exactly what you needed and moved you into a perfect wholeness. That sensation of grieving that is held on to you, thank yourself for that experience and move into the oneness that we are all here as that oneness experiencing itself as who and what you are. Namaste. The divine in me recognizes and honors the divine in you. Can you do that with everybody in your life? Yeah, that's a stretch at times. Sometimes with my family members. You know who you are. But we're all being called up in consciousness. We're all being triggered in some way. And the key is to not go to negativity. To go, what's the highest and best in this? How can we all prosper? What is a win-win for everyone involved? In the unconscious dream of the world, there can be a sense of otherness and a sense of separation from each other. And when that comes up, we need not be scared. Don't get scared. That's a call to prayer. It's a call to know something more, to open yourself. When there's a sensitivity, go, ouch, what do I need to know here? Not how can I retreat from this? What do I need to understand about this situation so it's not an owie? So it's instead of a stumbling block, it's a stepping stone to higher consciousness. And it's all in our perspective. It's easy to be the victim. I mean, that's easy. Oh, what they did to me. But it takes true consciousness to go, okay, what happened happened. How can I move through this energy in a way that prospers everyone involved? See the subtle shift in energy? And when we ask for the blessing, it will always give us information. And that's where we need to move. When there's a sense of fear or a natural reaction that can go into protection mode, and we feel angry or scared or hurt or uncertain about other people, we need to wake up. It's a call for a wake-up call. From unconsciousness, that sense of separation, to wholeness, to our grand rising, we consciously move into that place of oneness, compassion, and peace. So I invite you to look around your life and notice all the different people in your world. Just notice those ones that trigger you, those ones that you love unconditionally. You know those people that you avoid? They're your people. They're your growing edge. I invite you to close your eyes for just a second and go on an imaging experience, if you will. You don't have to do this. You can do this in mind with your eyes open. But go within and consciously move your attention and energy to your heart space for just a second. And breathe into that love and that heart that you are. Feel your connection with the divinity that you are. You are it, and it is you. Be aware of that sense of oneness with all beings now on this plane of existence. Feel that namaste flow through your every cell and being. You are safe, you are at peace, and you are exactly where you are supposed to be right now. Okay, slowly open your eyes. Now look around your life again and feel that connection to all that is. Because it is from that place and centeredness that you can always go back to. That sense of harmony that you were created out of. That when we get into a situation where we feel separate, go back to that heart space. Last week I talked about stop, drop, and pray. You know, it's usually stop, drop, and roll if you're on fire. Well, when you're on fire, metaphysically, stop, drop, and pray. Stop. Stop thinking that stinking thinking. And drop from your head, figuring it out, to your heart space. And pray. What I mean by pray is, what is the solution? What does this look like all figured out? What if there was peace? What if it does work out for me? What if the blessing is happening and this is part of it? And that as you move through the energy, not to avoid it, you know, avoidance grows it. But when we move through something and it becomes part of our tool belt, we become something new. Namaste. The divine in me recognizes and honors the divine in you. Feel that softness, that shift into the oneness. Notice how you feel around yourself and with others who may not agree with you. And be okay with them. Go, you know what? They are doing the best they know how right now. They are doing the best they know how right now. God bless them. I don't need to be part of their experience in certain situations, but I activate their blessing, however that looks for them. That's not your business. Notice a sense of peace within yourself about them. That's where peace begins. Pause for peace. Stop. Drop into your heart space and pray. Viktor Frankl said, between the stimulus and response, there is a space. And that in that space lies our freedom and power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Respond with love. Respond with love. Don't react from hurt or hate or anger. That will only perpetuate the situation. The minute you take that pause and go, I understand. Even if you don't understand, just go, I understand this is for you. This is where you're at. It's okay. You just diffuse the situation. If somebody hits a ball into your court and you don't hit it back, the game is over. Don't continue to play the negativity game. If someone is playing negative, let them play outside. Go play outside of my consciousness, because I don't have the time for that. I literally don't have time. I have time to listen to you one time. But if you keep telling your story over and over again, you're holding it in place. And you can play outside. So respond with love. The fascinating thing is that within that space, there is a field. There is a field of all opportunity. Between right and wrong, there's a field. I will meet you in that field and we will dance. We will honor each other and ourselves. Because maybe they hold some key for you to understand yourself better. This is why you want to really hear people that maybe disagree with you, so you can just check in with yourself. Maybe there's something you're missing. Maybe not. But at least listen. Listen with love. So honestly think about this. When we practice that pause, we slow down and breathe, we can explore the story that we're telling ourselves. And oftentimes, they're old tapes that have been running, patterns that we have been, hear me, for you younger people, the digital program has been caught in a loop. That's what I have to say now. Now the older people know what I say when I say the tapes are playing over and over again. Or the record has got a skip on it. What is that? The next question I would ask, is this true for me? Is this really the truth for me? Is this my truth? Is this really true? And that helps us gain perspective. Maybe it's their truth. God bless them on their truth. It's not mine. My truth is my truth. But if I want to hold my truth, I have to bless theirs, because that's their truth. I don't have to get in their face about it or wave a flag or tell them they're wrong and bad. It just means that they're not where they need to be yet, but that's my opinion of them. Maybe they're exactly where they want to be. God bless them on their way. So, let's ask ourselves what we want our biggest outcome to be. Namaste. We want wholeness and oneness and peace. And the pieces are coming back together. And what we're experiencing right now is the rebirth. And we are the midwives of that birth. And birth is uncomfortable. And it's messy. And it can be ugly. And it can be challenging. But on the other side of all of that is a new wholeness that is emerging. There is a new energy that is being born right now, and we are in the midst of that rebirth. So when you see things and feel things that are uncomfortable, don't buy into it. Just go, you know what? This too is good. This too is God, and I demand to see the blessing in this right here and right now. That's my favorite affirmation. This too is good, this too is God, and I demand to see the blessing in this. Stomp my foot a little bit. Because sometimes I need to do that for me, so I move the energy. So in conclusion, Dr. Holmes wrote in this thing called You on page 79, peace comes from a sense of union with the whole. Confusion comes from a sense of separation. We are all one. There's only one of us here. And whatever they're saying, if you can lock into the oneness that they are it, the harmony begins to show itself. When we intentionally wake up from the illusion of separation, we are having a grand rising into our oneness. And that's what's happening right now. This is why it feels uncomfortable. It's time for us to put all of the pieces aside and move into the peace that is coming back into manifestation right now. Let's learn to live in that place of namaste, seeing the God in everything and everyone that we meet. Let us also learn to practice the pause for peace, letting that energy bubble in and bubble up as the truth of who we are. And I'll leave you with this from Thich Nhat Hanh. The meditator breathes in and says, "Hello, my fear, my anger, my despair. I will take care of you." So it is. Well, it's time for us to follow our teaching and go within. So I invite you to bring to the forefront of your consciousness. If you want to dim the lights back there for us, Jamaica, thank you. Let's just take a moment, and I invite you to bring to the forefront of your consciousness what you believe created you. What is the energy of creation to you? What do you call it? And that's your business. There is a power that is moving and animating everything that is. And as we connect with that animating force of life, healing begins to bubble into everything that is. All the cells in our bodies are moving all the healing energy to all the places that need that healing. All the places in our lives that are asking for that healing, revealing truth. Conscious is waking up to that healing source and love of all that is. As we turn away from the challenges, not to deny them, but not to give them any more power, Source turns into us and is activated in every situation that allows that healing, revealing love and truth and wisdom to become our new experience. As the pieces that we thought we were begin to reemerge, there is a new piece that comes together as the wholeness of who and what we have come here to be. And I honor that right now with Namaste. I may not know what you're walking through right now, but I know Source Energy knows exactly what is going on. And in that, a healing is happening. So we give great thanks for that healing, for that revealing of truth, for the abundance of the universe coming forward as who and what you have come here to be. We let go. We completely release these words into the living, loving law of mind, where it is transformed by the renewing of our mind, and a miracle is happening as who and what you are, right here and right now, as we affirm this together by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay. Well, it's time for our prosperity affirmation. So if you'd like to take your gift and put it on your heart, just put your hand on your heart today. Let's affirm this together. As I give my gift in gratitude, I know that I am giving to a loving, giving source of good, and I am grateful. So it is. Lauren?
All right. If you know this, sing along. It's called the Abundance Celebration. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share
Lauren. Let's say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in this world. They bless the giver and receiver, and they allow this, the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, to be open and available for those who are choosing to remember who they are, and for those who may not even know it yet. And for that, this entire community, this world is blessed by these gifts, as we affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Amen. Thank you, Divine. And it's time for our closing song. If you want to stand up and sing. And it's time for our benediction, so please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now. It's happening in my mind. It's happening in my body. It's happening in the body of my affairs.
Happening in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
Think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
And I know it.
I know it.
Just the way that it is. And just the way that it is not.
Just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, Lord.
Have an awesome week, everybody. God bless.